Well, hello YouTube. How are you all out there in YouTube land? Yeah, I wanted to talk because I've been dry now as a drinker for 4.5 years, and I've had a pretty difficult life, I would say. My father was an alcoholic. My schooling was, I was sent away at the age of 9 to a boarding school run by a paedophile, and all my brothers went there. And then that's the tragedy of it, that we all three went there, and 12 years of our lives were ruled by this paedophile guy. And I think life is not easy at the best of times, but this has been a bit of a chain round my neck. And it's really only last year that I whispered to my sister on a beach that this had occurred. That this is, and now we've done a thing called Exposure, the boarding schools, The Secret Shame. We did that for ITV, and we did a thing for ITV News Southwest as well, which with my sister and I. It's really important, I think, that this sort of stuff is aired, that people do not get away with this kind of thing. There is a massive cover-up going on at my school at the moment, which is appalling. It's huge and it's appalling. It even is interesting because my father moved to the Middle East, to Qatar, in the very early 70s, and he started to work with the Emiri Air Force, and they came over to buy planes by going to Westland Helicopters, which was only 6 miles away from the school that I was at. And they had meetings with the headmaster in the Post House Hotel. And strangely, today there is a school of this ilk in Qatar, though I think possibly if they wanted the name paedophile added to it, I think it might lose its reputation. Yeah, so yes, a corrupt schooling, to say the least. A tough life, because my father used to basically abuse me psychologically, and I'm in the entertainment industry, which is, you can imagine, it's a funny existence. I'm writing a one-man show about my experiences now. I'm completely sober now. Being sober is very strange. It's rather like, if you like, seeing everything very realistically, because there's nowhere to hide. It's real all the time. Everything's real. There's nowhere to run from. So I'm writing a show about, a stand-up show actually, about paedophilia, about child abuse. I'm bringing in ideas of Dickens and things like that, and hopefully that may go to next year's Edinburgh. Working on that at the moment. It's yeah, it will be funny. I know that child abuse and paedophilia and alcoholism and all this kind of thing is not, they're not the happiest of subjects. But I believe that as I've experienced this and I understand it, rather than if somebody was just talking about it for the sake of talking about it, that I think is wrong. But I think because it comes from a personal place, I think that's really, really important. So I'm kind of getting rid of all my demons by putting them on stage and making people, but hoping people are going to enjoy it, and not enjoy, that's the wrong word, God, but laugh uncomfortably, I would imagine, but understand and laugh at what this is all about, because I think that's the only thing you can do. Otherwise you just cry, and it all goes the wrong way. So it can only go one way, and it's just got to go in the laughter way. So that's kind of what I'm up to at the moment, working on that. I take a very strong stance against children going to boarding school. I think it's appalling. I think that I was sent away. I had an immense loss of love. It felt like, you didn't have love in your family at all. So you felt isolated in every sense of the word. It was an abandonment, really. I'm orphaned off, or if you like, sold off, or whatever you want, but you kind of were shipped away for a better education. Well, I don't know whether your back being rubbed, or showering with boys, with a teacher who's naked, the headmaster who's naked with all his boys in showers and things like that. I don't know what you're learning from that. And I don't know, if you're jumping into bed with boys and things like that is going on. It's a sick, sick world. and I'm highlighting it. I think that the world is far too PC at the moment. I think it's a lot of cover up, and I think it's about time things were just brought to light more. And I think boarding school paedophilia is disgusting. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and thank you for watching.